Good morning. Welcome back to Mae Sot, Thailand. I'm heading out for a walk here in Mae Sot because I have an errand to run. I'm still on my ongoing quest to get a booster shot, COVID-19 booster shot. You might remember I've gone out to the general hospital here in Mae Sot a couple of times, trying to track down where to go to get the booster shot. And I've been making progress, but then my search was interrupted by the Songkran Holidays. But the holidays are over now. Everything should be open. The offices should be busy. People should be there. So I'm going back to the hospital, and I'm going back to the same building that I was told about last time. I was told I needed to go to an orange building beside the hospital. And on my last visit, I found this orange building. It was an orange building, but covered in a blue tarp. And the information I got there wasn't 100% clear, but chances seemed good that that was where I at least needed to start in terms of asking about, getting a booster shot. So that's where I'm going right now, though I'm actually walking away from the hospital right now. The hospital is that way. So why am I going this way? That's because I was looking at Google Maps and I spotted a street that runs parallel to this one. This is one of the main streets of Mae Sot. And I would normally just turn and walk down the main street, work my way through the market just because it's interesting, and that would eventually take me to the hospital. But I noticed that there's a street right over there that runs parallel to this one. And as far as I can remember, I've never walked down that street. So I'm going this way, going to turn left, and then go down this brand new street in Mae Sot that I've never walked down before. And I'm just curious to find out what's on that street. And I'm really curious about this neighborhood. I'll explain why. So this is the direction that I'm walking, and I walk down here all the time because I get my filtered water over here around the corner. One of my favorite noodle shops is right here. I'll probably bring my GoPro to this noodle shop one day and show you what it looks like. And if I want to go to Tesco, if I want to go to the immigration office, anywhere I want to go, I often end up going this direction. And right here, there's a corner, an intersection. See where this blue truck is? It's turning left. And you see that motorcycle? It's turning left. That white car turning left out of that intersection. This is like a super busy intersection. A huge amount of traffic goes in and out of this little side street. And I don't know why. I don't know what is so important about this street. Where does it go? What does it lead to? As I said, my noodle shop is right here in this building on the left. So I'm often sitting there having noodles and I'm watching this traffic, right? Here goes that truck. There goes another truck. It's one of the busiest intersections in Mae Sot, and yet it doesn't look like it goes anywhere. So I've never been able to figure that out. I see not just, personal cars and trucks going down here, but commercial trucks, like really big overloaded trucks carrying commercial goods. So for some reason, this little street is really important in Mae Sot. It connects two important neighborhoods. It basically goes somewhere important, and I've never known exactly where it goes. But yeah, look at all this traffic. It just never ends. And it is kind of interesting. Maybe it's being overseas, so maybe it's true in every country. But I've been in Mae Sot a lot. I've walked around a lot, scootered a lot, and yet much of it is still a complete mystery to me. I don't know what most of the buildings are. Like I walk by this fence here, And I've never known what's on the other side of it. But today I just happened to notice that the gate is open. You know, so I can look inside there and look at that vast area. All these buildings, all, you know, it's quite a large empty field with a whole bunch of buildings, people living in there, businesses in there. But I couldn't even guess what's in there. And even on my regular walks in Mae Sot, I walk by buildings all the time. I see them all the time. A lot of them are abandoned. There's so many apparently or seemingly abandoned buildings in Mae Sot. And I have no idea what they are, who owns them, what they're for. Yeah, a lot of these places are just mysteries to me. And this whole neighborhood is a mystery. And a lot of the cars that I've seen are turning down this new street. As I said, I'm heading in this direction because I've never walked down this street before. And I'm just curious if there's anything of interest down here. Turning the corner now. And here's the street. Check out this sign. I see a lot of these all over Thailand. They're old. They used to be blue, and then all of them have rusted out. And I couldn't begin to tell you what's going on with this sign. And then here's the fence that goes around this property that I was just looking at. Quite a large wall, barbed wire along the top. So yeah, what's going on over there? I couldn't tell you. So I'm just gonna walk down this street and see what there is to see. Here's something interesting right off the bat. Right around the corner was kind of a mobile home or a bus. And this is from the Mae Sot Ram Hospital, a mobile digital x-ray unit. Huh, I don't know whether it's functional or not. Well, there it is. Whoa, hey there, fella. Wow. Hey, he's a big dog, aren't you? So I got a brand new neighborhood of dogs to get to know. How are you? Hey? Seems well fed, anyway. He's got a good, good thick body on him, hey? Nice dog. All right, well, I'm gonna go. Neighborhood pooch. Little neighborhood shop, repairing washing machines, small appliances. This is definitely another interesting field. Look at this. No idea what this could be. Got a rock here I can stand on. So yeah, quite a large open field. Yeah, I guess people live here. There's a house right there. Looks pretty lived in. Chickens. I saw a cat or two, I think. And then there's another small building here. Could be connected to the same family. I don't know. But what's down there? I don't know. Who lives here? Just pulling up beside that house that I just looked at in the field. And it looks like they, once the fence fell apart, they kind of barricaded themselves in with these crates. Yeah, they've got a lot of crates back there. Okay, could be sort of a recycling operation. People who recycle. Some of these boxes look to be filled with plastic bottles and cans and things. And I just noticed these people recycling cardboard. Ah, yeah, this whole area might be a recycling area. Sorry, crab. So they're loading up cardboard. Oh yeah, looks like a whole recycling center. And the same wooden crates from that house next door. And these are the types of trucks here. This big purple one that I see coming in and out of this neighborhood all the time. And they're just loaded like to the sky. They really load them down. Who knows, maybe they're carrying recycling.
Hi.
Hello, how are you? What's your name?
Amin.
Amin? Hello, Amin. Yeah, little neighborhood shop. Hello. Little family down there. I startled this fella. Check this out. Welcome to Mae Sot. Poor fellow. He's got one damaged leg, so he's sort of walking on three legs. I've often thought that about these neighborhood dogs, though. You see a lot of them are on three legs because one of their legs gets run over and broken. And of course, it's not going to be fixed, set, or anything like that. So they basically spend the rest of their lives with one broken leg. And I've noticed that for dogs' mobility, it's much better if they break a rear leg as opposed to a front leg. If you notice a dog that has just one front leg, it's much more difficult for them to move. Just the way the legs work together, I guess. They have to lurch forward on the one leg at the front of their body. But if they break a hind leg, they can actually move pretty quickly, pretty easily, despite having only three legs. So if you're a dog and you have to break one leg, you want to break a hind leg, not a front leg. Another interesting site on this street, the Mae Sot Matrichit Baptist Church. You don't see a whole lot of churches around. I'm not aware of very many of them. So it's kind of an unusual thing to see a church. But there it is. Last night, by the way, I had another Planet Doug premiere, and that seemed to go quite well. I put on 2 videos as separate premieres, and they were quite short videos. One was 22 minutes long, and then the second one was 16 minutes long. And I scheduled them to play one right after the other. And I'm continuing my learning curve as I learn about premieres, because I'd never done them before. And every time I do one now, I've tried to use a new feature, and I get everything wrong every time. But it's like the only way for me to learn how to do it is to do it, and then you make the mistake. Then you see how it works, and then it's like, oh, that's how that works. And then you can do it right the second time. So I've pretty much made every mistake that it's possible to make with my premieres so far. Sawadee krap. I remember with the first premiere, I learned about the countdown. Before every video, you can choose to have a 1 or 2 or 3 minute countdown, however long you want it to be. And you choose a little video to play, and you choose some music. And I thought that the countdown would start before the video start time. So I'd schedule the video to begin at 7 p.m. Thailand time. And I had a 2 or 3 minute countdown. So I was expecting the countdown to begin at 6:58. And then it counts down to 7 o'clock, and then the video starts. So when I didn't see a countdown, I started to panic. That was my first one. It's like, oh no, it's not working. The premiere isn't going to start. I screwed up. But it turns out that if there's a 7 p.m. start time, the countdown starts at 7 p.m. And then when the countdown is over, then the video starts. So in fact, the video, if you schedule a countdown, 2 minute countdown, the video won't start until 7:02. So I figured out that that's how that works. Little interruption. I just passed this little spot here and they sell potato chips. Look at that. I bought some of these the other night when I was at the Borderline restaurant and they were really good. Sorry, crab. Sorry, crab.
อะไรครับ20นะ2 3 4 20
Oh, okay.
40
Yeah, is that okay?
40
Okay. Thank you. Okay, Kapkun Grab. A quick interruption of my premiere story because I bought some potato chips. These are really good. I was thinking about these because I recently spent some time with a guy from Australia. Came here to Thailand. He's currently riding a scooter around the Mae Sot loop. And he dropped by Mae Sot, and he knew about me through my videos, and we've gotten together a few times here in town for coffee and for dinner. We had dinner at Borderline one night, and while we were there sitting at our table, it was the evening, a woman came in. She looked to me to be from Myanmar, and she came in with a basket with some things that she was selling, and she was selling potato chips, just like these in these little bags. And Travis and I'll call him Travis. That's the name I gave him. Travis and we bought a collection of them. I think I got 4 bags, he got 2. And I put them in my knapsack, and then I completely forgot about them. And I was so happy to find them later on. You know, I was emptying my backpack, getting all my camera gear out. And it was like a nice surprise. It was like, oh, potato chips. I forgot about those. So I ate them and they were really tasty. And she asked for 10 baht per bag. And when I just bought these ones, he said that they were 5 baht. So I guess if you go directly to the source and buy them directly from where they make them, you know, they're half as expensive. So I don't know why I got 8 of them, but I did. For some reason I got 8 bags, and yeah, came to 40 baht total. So I reached this point on the new street, and I can tell we're heading into the busy market area. So I'm getting a little bit back on familiar ground, but I can do a dog leg there to the left and then turn right again, and there's another street I've never walked down. So that's where I'm going to go. But I'm keeping up my streak of being a dummy because I just realized I forgot my phone. I brought a phone. I have 2 of them, and but I have my vaccine certificate in the More Prom app on the phone I didn't bring with me. So I have to turn around, and basically I have to go back to my guest house to get my phone. I mean, I could go all the way to the hospital, but they're almost certainly going to ask to see my More Prom app. And yeah, should have brought it with me. But I was so busy getting the camera ready again that, yeah, I had the phone out. I was looking at Google Maps, but I guess I just put it down on the bed and then I didn't pick it up again. So, quick detour back to my guest house. But it's not as bad as it could have been because I did that detour to go down this new street. I'm pretty much right back at my guest house anyway. Because of the loop that I took, I never got far away from my guest house to begin with. So yeah, continuing with the premiere story. So with the very first premiere, I learned how to do the countdown. The second time that I did a premiere, I decided to do something else. I saw that you could add what they called a trailer. And I was kind of confused about how it worked, but my assumption was that it was like an introduction to the premiere. So what would happen is if someone tuned in for the premiere, they would get the countdown, then they would get the little video introduction, and then the main video would start. That was my assumption. So I recorded a short message as you know, what YouTube called a trailer for the premiere. But then that's not what happened. It really was a trailer, so that anyone who clicked on the thumbnail for the premiere to go to the main screen, then they would see the trailer. So they could go there 24 hours before the premiere even started, and they would see the trailer. So it really was a trailer for the premiere, not an introduction. So I figured that out. So now I knew how the trailer worked. And for my third premiere, this last one, I decided to do one more thing. They have what they call a redirect. And I thought that would be very useful because I was scheduling two videos as two separate premieres, one to follow the other. And according to what I read, the system would automatically redirect people from the first video to the second. Like they wouldn't have to do anything. I thought the first video would end and then everyone would be automatically taken to the second video. And that's what I was expecting to happen. And I set that up accordingly. And then when the first video ended, I just sat on the screen waiting to be taken to the new video. I know I gave it a lot of time. I was waiting and waiting for this system to kick in. And then I ended up waiting so long, I almost missed my own premiere because I was still sitting on the screen for the first premiere, and the second premiere, the countdown was already starting, and I was never physically taken to the second video. So it turns out that the premiere redirect doesn't actually take you anywhere. What that means is at the end of the video, they will post a big thumbnail for the next video. So it gives people a way to click on that thumbnail and redirect themselves to the next video. And I think the way this would normally be used is if you do a live stream. So if you did a premiere first of a pre-recorded video, then you could have a live stream immediately after the premiere, and this thumbnail would be an easy way for people to go from the premiere to the live stream that follows. So now I finally figured that out. I figured out how the trailer works, I figured out how the countdown works, and I figured out how redirect works. But of course, being a dummy, I always find new mistakes to make. And yesterday, in my the trailer that I put together, I was explaining that I was posting two videos at the same time, and I had this whole speech in my mind about how this video is starting at this time and then the next video is starting at the next time, and I was talking about how long the videos were, and yeah, whole long explanation. But in my original introduction, I used specific times. So I was saying, okay, the first video premiere starts at 7 o'clock and it's 22 minutes long, and the second video starts at 7:30, and I was giving all these times, not realizing that 7 o'clock and 7:30 only applies to me here in Thailand. If someone is watching the video in Norway, or Uganda or Canada or Malaysia even, they have different times. So me babbling on and on about it starts at 7 o'clock and ends at 7:30 was just ridiculous, because everyone who listened to me would be like, what? I have to calculate 7 o'clock in Thailand and I have to adjust for the time zones? Like, what in the world is going on now? I was just going to confuse everybody. So then I had to redo the entire intro and delete all the sections, you know, where I was talking about the time, and re-upload it again. I made 3 different versions of that trailer as I tried to refine it and have it make sense to people. But I finally got it right, I think. And I think I've kind of come to the end of my learning curve for premieres on YouTube. I know how they work now. So yeah, that was pretty funny. There's my room right behind me. I gotta go. I hope my phone is in there. The only other option is that I did put it in my pocket and I lost it. I sure hope not. So I hope my phone is in there. All set. I have my phone and more prom is loaded. Everything's working, so I'm good to go. But speaking of mystery buildings, like I said, I pass them all the time. And there's a mystery building, like a major mystery building, right beside my hotel. This is the Panu house where I'm staying. And right over the fence that I'm looking at is this giant building, and it appears to be completely abandoned. I have no idea what it ever used to be. I don't know if it's anything now. But yeah, there it is. It's a big building, you know, several normal stories high. It looks kind of industrial. You know, big open gaping hole in the wall there, and big open yard. And I have seen people over there from time to time. You know, there are some buildings over there that look newer, kind of occupied. But I have no idea what this place ever was or what it is now. You know, there it is. There's the front of the building. Yeah, you can see it better when I get onto the main street. But yeah, as I said, there are just buildings like that all over Mae Sot. And I'm sure each one comes with quite a story. But I don't know what any of those stories are. This is the main street where this building is located. The front of the building, and then you've got all these buildings on the right hand side, and then this one over here. I mean, that looks to me like a house, and in its day it looks like it was quite a fancy you know, almost like a rich person's house, but it seems somewhat abandoned now. There is a sign here on the front, but I don't know what that says. But yeah, I've been curious about this place. I mean, it even has, look at this, you know, the classic American expression, a house with a white, you know, white picket fence. This house actually has a white picket fence. And look at that balcony up there, all that woodwork. It's a huge veranda and balcony, and up there the eaves. So this was quite a special house in its day. But I have no idea what it was or what it is now. And this is another building in Mae Sot that I'm still very curious about. It isn't abandoned, I don't think, but I've never seen anyone inside. I've never seen anything going on. But look at the front of this place. Giant pillars, 3 stories high, very fancy house. But again, I have no idea who lives there or what this building is used for now. Quite a special place. A couple of flags up there. A yellow flag on the right. That yellow flag might signify something, but I don't know what. This is another place that caught my eye on the other day. I asked someone what this meant, and they basically told me it's just the name of a house, you know, like a residence. And I think they have cameras. I think someone saw me standing here and they hit the button to close the gate to make sure that I don't go inside. You know, they probably saw me out here. Yeah, there's the camera up there, and they probably thought, oh, guy, let's not let him wander in here, because it does look like a public building. I thought it might be a hotel or a coffee shop, but I've never gone back there, you know, because yeah, I think it's a residence. But that was kind of funny that the gate swung closed right in front of my face. And very near that fancy house where the gate just closed in my face, like right beside it, is another completely abandoned house. This one is quite spooky, and this is downtown Mae Sot. I'm not out in the middle of nowhere. This is the commercial center of the city. And look at that house. Completely overgrown. Nobody has been here to clear away the plants or cut the grass or you know, maintain the house in a very, very long time. And I'm sure someone owns this house, owns the property, but they clearly haven't been here for a long time. I mean, the outside of the gate, as you can see, pretty much rusted shut, overgrown with vines. Maybe this is from here you can get a better view of the house. But as I said, I see places like this all over Mae Sot. I'm back on track. I'm almost right back at the spot where I turned around and went back to my guest house. And not to bore you with more behind the scenes goings-ons, but also, like, when I finally got the Premiere up and running, like, I knew how to set one up, and I understood all the bits and pieces. I still didn't really understand the live chat window, so I had to do a lot of experimenting with that. A friend of mine helped me out, and when we set up the first Premiere, you know, he would send me a message in the chat window so I could see what it looked like, and I was trying to figure out how I can reply to him directly. When someone writes something in the chat window, their username shows up, and I assumed I could just click on it, on that message, and reply directly back, and it would highlight their username as a reply to them. But you can't do that. There's a 3-dot menu, and I can click on that 3-dot menu, and I can do all kinds of things. You know, I can block that person, I can report that person, I can make them a moderator of the live chat if I wanted to. I have a whole bunch of options there, but I can't reply to that person. For whatever reason, the millions of genius programmers at YouTube and Google never thought to put that in as an option. So I was like, oh, how in the world can I do this? And this friend of mine, who seems to knows a lot more about this stuff than I do, he told me that I just have to write the @ symbol, start typing their name, and then that would reply to them. And I tried that out, and when I do that and I type in the first 1 or 2 letters, then a little window pops up with a list of usernames starting with those letters, and then I have to find the right one and then select it. And then I guess that person sees my reply with their username highlighted, but I don't see it highlighted on my end. So I'm never quite sure whether it worked or not. You know what I mean? I reply to a specific username, and I can see @username on my end, but there's nothing special about it. It's not highlighted, there's no coloring, there's nothing going on. So, but I guess, yeah, people probably see it differently on their end. Connected to this @username confusion, there's something else that took me completely by surprise, to be honest, and that is this whole issue of super stickers and super chats. Because I mean, I've certainly never received anything like that until I did these premieres, and it was a very pleasant surprise in the world of Planet Doug, I'll tell you that people would be willing to, you know, send $1 or $2 my way to help sort of keep the Planet Doug dream alive, so to speak. It helps out a great deal, I'll tell you that. But when I looked at that super chat and super sticker feature on my end, because I'm in Thailand, it came up as this feature is not available in your region. So the whole thing was grayed out. So when I did my first premiere, and suddenly in the middle of the chat window, I guess a super chat window popped up, and someone helped me out with a very nice $20 contribution. So I had to rethink the whole thing. It was like, oh, it's not available in Thailand, but people could still use it with me. So it's like, oh, okay, so that's how that works. And I guess my Google account and my YouTube channel, technically everything is based in Canada because that is my official residence. And another person might be in Norway. So the system works for them in Norway. It works for me in Canada. So I'm allowed to receive money from Norway to my account based in Canada, but I'm unable to send money out of Thailand because it doesn't work in Thailand, right? And it was impossible for me to figure all this out in advance, myself. So, as I said, the only way to figure all this stuff out for me is to actually do it, see it in action, and then it's like, oh, okay, that's how that works, So that is another, real learning curve part of my experience with premieres. So yeah, I'm in the main market area now, and I would normally go that way, but I'm going to do a dog leg, and I think I can go down another street here that perhaps I've never gone down before. At this rate, I'll never make it to the hospital. Okay. Gotta find this. Well, I think I'm gonna do a little bit of a map check and see where I am. I found the street, and to be honest, it actually looks familiar. So I think I walked down here before, but it was such a long time ago, perhaps. Maybe there will be surprises down here. It's still largely part of the market neighborhood, so get a lot of stalls on both sides of the street. Another thing is that, I was talking about this whole replying to people, and if someone was kind enough to, use the super sticker and super chat system, I wanted to reply to them and say thank you. But if it's difficult to reply to ordinary messages, as I said, I have to type start typing out their username, pick their name from a drop-down list. It's a long, complicated procedure. It's even more difficult with a super sticker because nothing happens. I see the name of the person, I see the username, and these are people actually that I see in, connected to my videos, leaving comments all the time. So, I've seen these usernames a lot. I feel like I know all of you. And I start typing out and the username, and nothing happens. Now I don't even get the drop-down window of usernames. So the most important time when I might want to reply to a person directly, when they use the super sticker or super chat feature, that's the one time YouTube doesn't even give me one way of replying to that person directly. I still tried to do it, so I would put in the symbol and write out the username, but I have no idea if it works or not because it just looks like normal text on my end. I can't tell if it was highlighted or if it stands out in any way. But that is another part of the learning curve that I'm going through with premieres. But I think that is all I have to say about premieres for now. Enough behind the scenes chatter. There might be one other behind the scenes bit of trivia that might be interesting. You may have noticed that I have a GoPro on my chest, and perhaps that seems miraculous because how is it there? I mean, it seems to be floating in midair. It's not attached to anything. But basically, where is my chest harness? But I came up with this idea, an idea that I thought was quite clever, and that was to put the chest harness on underneath my shirt so you can't even see it. And then I had to cut a hole in the front of my shirt, and then I can stick the GoPro mount through the hole and then attach the GoPro on the outside. So I am wearing a chest mount, just hopefully you actually just can't see it. I don't even know if you can see the straps underneath my shirt. I don't think you can. So in using the system, you actually have a GoPro quite unobtrusively right on your chest that you can film with. And that's very handy because now you can, you have your hands free. You can still be recording when you're doing something with your hands, paying for something at a shop or something like that. And you don't have to hold on to the camera. So yeah, I've kind of liked this system quite a bit. But it does mean I have to cut a hole in the front of all my shirts. So yeah, it's pretty funny. Okay. I am back on familiar ground. This is the main road where the hospital is located. And now I just walk in this direction. And I should get to the hospital in short order. I just realized I haven't said anything recently about what's been going on with my visa, because I think the last time I talked about it, I was going to immigration to submit my application for a 60-day extension of stay. And the way the system works here in Thailand, for me, after I submit my application, I have to wait 14 days for them to process it. And then I return to immigration after 14 days, after 2 weeks, and then give them my passport again. And if my application has been approved, then they stamp it with the official stamp that gives me the 60-day extension. And I guess I didn't talk about it, but I did do that. I walked. The immigration office is over by the Friendship Bridge, the border with Myanmar, essentially. And it's about 5.5, 6 kilometers away from my guest house. But I felt like I needed some exercise, so I just walked out there and walked back again. Kind of a pleasant walk for me, similar to what I'm doing now. I like walking everywhere if I can. And I was in and out of the immigration office within just a couple of minutes. And I had my 60-day extension stamp. This is a really confusing corner. I never know where cars are coming from, so I had to be careful walking across there. So I did that a few days ago, and I'm now legal. I can stay in Thailand until the end of this is April, the end of May. My current extension goes until the end of May. And they informed me that it is official. The visa program that I'm on has been extended for another 60 days. So if I wanted to extend my time in Thailand, I could do it. I'm eligible to apply for another 60 days as long as I go into the office before May 24th, when my current extension ends. So that's where I am with that. Everything's good. No issues, no problems at all in terms of passports and visas and extensions. Here's another new coffee shop, by the way, a cafe. This is brand new. It wasn't even here a few months ago, I don't think. This one is called Mood, and I haven't gone inside this one. I haven't seen it before. Donut shop, look at that. So it's an actual Ojido donut shop. Or maybe that's the name of the donut that's on special. But I see a whole bunch of, sprinkles donuts in there, chocolate donuts, glazed. Cool. So, Mood Cafe. And this is an interesting place in Mae Sot. I've actually come here quite a few times. It's called the Original Indian Homemade BBQ Tonight So they serve biryani, burgers, kebabs. So there's a chicken burger, kebabs, and then biryani. And they often have burgers that are pre-made. So like this whole glass case will just be filled to the top with pre-made burgers. And you get they often have a 2-for-1 deal. So yeah, here's the sign in here. So even for the chicken barbecue kebab, buy one, get one free. So it's basically 40 baht for 2 of them. And for the, I guess this is the kebab here. So 60 baht for 2. These are the burgers. Okay, chicken barbecue burger. Buy one and get, so they're basically 20 baht each, 30 baht each. And down here is the biryani for 100 baht for 2. So yeah, I've had all 3 of them, and to me they're quite good. They're very simple, but filling and inexpensive. And they sell popcorn too. And everything in here is halal. So here's the menu for the place. And I found myself walking by, and then if I'd seen like a stack of chicken burgers in here, I just can't resist. I have to buy a few. They're relatively small, so you can buy, like 4 of them, and that would be a nice snack for someone like me. And now comes the main event. Let's see if we can make any progress. I always end up with really funny thoughts in my head. One is, of course, the COVID vaccine and the vaccine booster. It is all about protecting your health, to keep you and your body healthy. That's the whole point of the vaccine. And yet all of my trips to come get vaccinated, I'm far more at risk of being hit by a car sometimes. I think that is like my walk to get here. I don't know, statistically, I don't know what the chances are of me acquiring COVID, but statistically my chances of being hit by a car feel quite high. So I'm putting my life at risk just getting the vaccine. And so I'm outside the orange building again. There it is there through the fence, but you can't get in this way. So as I did before, I'm going to go into the hospital parking lot, and then I can get underneath the purple tarp and see what's going on. Yeah, like this area right here in front of the hospital, this is fairly typical for Thailand, where the parking is right here, and if you happen to be walking, you have no choice but to go out into the road, to go around all these parked trucks, because there often are no sidewalks. So it's quite dangerous being a pedestrian. It's quite a narrow road, this one. It's a lot of traffic moving in both directions, and so I'm always, as they say, I have my head on a swivel, looking behind me, looking ahead of me. One time, actually one of my very first times coming here, I was doing exactly this. I had to get around a truck like this. So I walked out into the street and I got hit by a car from behind. It hit my elbow. I think it was just their mirror, but the mirror on the car smacked pretty hard against my elbow. So they get that close to you. So it just tickles my sense of irony that the most dangerous thing I'm going to do today is walk to the hospital, and the hospital is supposed to be all about keeping you healthy. There it is, the Mae Sot General Hospital. I never even noticed that this is a separate building, because I've always gone in there. And there's this building, emergency call, it says on the front. I wonder if that's where I was supposed to go originally. But my instructions were to go to an orange building beside the hospital. And that's not orange, that's pink and purple. The orange building is over here. This looks much more promising. There's people sitting at a table as if they're there to process new arrivals. So let's go try this out. So I don't know what the table is for out there, but it's not for me. They indicated that I just needed to come in here. And yeah, not a lot of activity in here. Yeah, no people. Whoop. And this is pushing me towards this direction, but there's nowhere to go here. There's no one in those counters either. But there are people over here. Swadee krab. The vaccine booster.
อ๋อวันไหนอ่ะวันที่สามวันที่สามปฏิทินมา
Okay, there's a calendar being produced. Oh, Tuesday, May 3rd.
แล้วพี่จะบอกเขาว่ายังไงตอนบ่ายอ่ะ
Evening.
Hmm?
1 p.m.
1 p.m.
Yes.
Okay.
1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Yes.
Here, in this place.
ฝรั่งได้ด้วยเหรอฝรั่งได้ด้วยเหรอไม่รู้
ไม่รู้นะจะพูดก็ไม่เป็นเนี่ย
foreigner I don't know อ่ะ
เดี๋ยวนะจะพอถามก่อนเด้อฝรั่งได้ไหมนะเดี๋ยวจะถามมามูมันเนี่ยแหละวันติดวัคซีนโควิดวันที่3 พฤษภาเนาะก่อนบ่ายแล้วเป็นฝรั่งอะได้ไหมจ๊ะได้ฝรั่งก็ได้เนาะฮะเขาอยู่ที่หน่อยเจ๊ปงเขาเรียกอู้บอกเวนนะเจ๊
เขาก็คงอยู่นี่แหละ
ฮะ
ประมาณนี้เลยเนาะ
วันที่3วันอังคารแล้วก็ขึ้นมาตอนบ่ายเนาะโอเคจ้ะโอเคอย่างเดียว
โอเคเนาะอินเดเนาะ
May 3rd,
Yes,
Tuesday.
1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay. Just come here. Kakun krab. Thank you. Much more successful than my first visit. I went up to the table at the front, as you probably saw in the video, and whatever they're doing at the table isn't related to me. And they indicated I should just go inside, and there's nothing going on inside right now. There's like literally nobody there, but I made my way to a window. I had a little bit of shades of my first visit where the windows were all closed and people were sort of just starting to look at me and wondering, what to do about me. I wasn't sure whether the window was going to open or not, but the window did open. And once the window is open, then of course everything becomes easier. You can communicate, you can see each other. And the friendly women there were as helpful as they could be. And they told me, and they made a phone call to confirm it, and said that the vaccine clinic where I could come to get a booster is on May 3rd, which is a Tuesday, from 1 till 3 p.m. So it's a 2-hour window. So yeah, you don't want to miss that. So mark that on your calendar. May 3rd, return here. And I was pleased, in particular, the one woman took the time to make a phone call, and she called someone and asked specifically about foreigners. You know, the word falang is in the Thai language is a foreigner, and I could hear her say, you know, because they knew when the clinic was, it's a vaccine clinic, that was clear, but whether it was for only Thai people or for Thai people and foreigners, they weren't sure about that. So they confirmed that for me. And yeah, I tried to ask if I needed to register in advance. I don't know if they really understood, because I was asking questions in English, and I don't think they quite understood that, but they seemed pretty clear that there's nothing, I don't need to do anything, I just have to come back. She even got her calendar and drew a circle around the day, I think in red ink. She knew what kind of a dummy she's dealing with. Maybe my reputation has preceded me to the hospital. So, yeah, all systems are go. I don't even know what the date is today. I think it's April 21st today. And that means kind of 2 weeks from now, I have to return to the exact same place, 2 weeks on May 3rd. This is another very interesting building in Mae Sot. It's right across the street from the hospital. And I don't mean that, you know, it's not an old and abandoned building, but you can see it's got several floors. And when you're in the hospital up on an upper floor, you can look down on it from up high. And then you see that it is quite a large building that goes in an L shape, goes to the corner, turns the corner, and then makes a very large L shape. So it's got a very distinctive architecture, this building. But I'm always curious about what's up on the upper floors of these buildings. There's a lot of rooms up there, a lot of balconies. And are all those homes, you know, residents, abandoned, empty? I'm always curious about what's going on up in those places. Well, that's it for my adventures today in terms of getting information about the booster. My mission now is just to make my way back to Panu House. And I'm going to continue the pattern. I came here, I tried to go down some unfamiliar streets, so I'm going to go back down some streets that I may not be that familiar with. I know this street quite well. I've gone up, and it's one of the main streets, but I think I can cut in to the right and go down some other streets. Ah, look at that, a little Bang Burger stall. I came down here actually the other day when I first came to find the vaccine booster, and they directed me to an Islamic health center. And after many tries, I figured out that where they wanted me to go was down this street to the right. So I did go down this way before, but I'm not that familiar with this neighborhood, and so just thought I'd go this way just to do something different. My instructions back then were to go down here until I reached the Islamic school and then turn left. But I don't know if I ever saw the Islamic school itself, or I didn't really take a good look at it. But these are the places that I find really interesting. So I see these all over Mae Sot. And when I was here last time, I spotted a whole bunch of them. And these are like little dead-end alleyways that are residential. And as you walk down the main street, you come across a lot of them. But as you can see, they have all these quite small, I assume, relatively inexpensive homes, you know, that they rent on a monthly or weekly basis. So there's a bunch of them there. Sorry, grab. And some more over here. And you can see these homes here, kind of two-story. They have homes on the bottom. Sorry, crab. And then, yeah, these are always interesting alleys because I often find I don't know what's going on with the buildings, as I said. They always seem sort of unlived in. But here you can see, you know, these buildings, the apartments up top on the balcony, they're all clearly being lived in because you can see, you know, all the laundry out there, household possessions, you know. So all of these are occupied. I'm not sure if they're separate, like the place on the bottom would be connected to the place on the top. Sorry, crab. But yeah, this is an Islamic neighborhood. So these are Muslim families here. But I can just imagine what the life is like. Like this is a little community unto itself, right? There's, I don't know, 100 family dwellings in here, all kind of clustered together around this set of kind of U-shaped alleyways, connected with these little side alleyways. Yeah, and each one, yeah, is a little home, whether it contains a family or just one person. But when I was walking around here before, like I said, I saw a bunch of these, yeah, little alleyways.
Hello.
Hello, sorry crab. How are you?
How are you?
I'm good. Oh yeah, you're making chapati.
Chapati, puri,
Yeah, chapati puri.
samosa.
So here are some of the things that they make here. He's calling them kraja. And then some other baked goods. Kraja.
One is sir?
Okay, sure. Very good. Oh, three. 3 for 20?
3
3 for 20.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Kapkun krab. Thank you.
Thank you.
I picked up another snack to add to my potato chips. I've already forgotten what he called them. Krachuak? Something like that. But I'm going to take one out and munch on it as I walk along. So I just took a seat in the shade here for a minute to try one of these. Very crispy. So this is going to be a bit of a mess, I think. And yeah, another interesting spot that I'm sitting here looks like a recycling scrap center. And I'm kind of interested in that world because no matter where you are in Mae Sot, you're going to see these carts going up and down the streets. Like, you know, this one here, and there's another one there. And they're all collecting items for recycling, cardboard, plastic, metal, cans, anything they can. And then that all gets, eventually ends up in a place like this, where it's all dismantled and repurposed and shipped out to places where it can be used. You know, it's a recycling center. So always a lot of activity at these places. So let's see what's going on here. Very crunchy. My teeth are hardly up to the task, to be honest. Very hard to bite through. Maybe you're supposed to dip them in your tea, soften them up or something like that. But I can feel it that it's falling apart in my hands, so I'm gonna have to put the camera down if I'm going to continue eating this. It's just gonna disintegrate into 100 pieces. And that is some heavy-duty metal they're loading up there. Wow. It's cool to see the cutting torch he's using. They got to take all the metal, cut it into manageable pieces. And then, of course, you got to cool it down. He's got a water can there. There's a guy arriving on his bicycle. Got another load of recycling. Another bucket load to be added to the truck. I saw the guy in the truck putting some barriers along the side there so that the metal doesn't fall out. You don't want to be underneath that bucket. You never know what's going to come falling out of that thing. Heavy hunks of steel, that's for sure. But yeah, look at that. Every type of scrap metal you can imagine. And that's what I mentioned. This guy has to put some flat sheets of metal there to keep things from falling out the gaps in the railing. And then on the inside, wow, what an operation. Cardboard and everything else. Cans, bottles. And it looks like they have a storage area across there for more recycling. Interesting. Time to move on. Yeah, you almost need a hearing protection to be hanging out there. That metal makes a lot of noise. Yeah, here there's a whole neighborhood of these alleyways where you have these, you know, fairly inexpensive homes. I mean, there's a whole row of them down there. And you'd see the same down here, I would think. Yeah, so it'd be an interesting, again, another little community in here. I'm sure all the neighbors know each other quite well. There's a very interesting looking alley. A group of families live back here. Sorry, Krab. I'm fine. How are you? Okay. Sure. Thank you. I'll sit down for a minute. Oh, so hot.
Yeah, so hot. Yes. Hot.
Do you speak English?
Yes, I speak English. Okay.
Oh, you do? Oh, great. Is this your home here?
Yes, my family.
Yeah, you live here with your family?
Yes, my family. Sorry, from
Canada.
Canada. Oh, very good.
Yeah. I even have it on my shirt.
Oh, okay.
Canada.
From and Myanmar.
Myanmar?
Yes.
Okay. The people in this alley
Yeah,
are
all in Myanmar.
all from Myanmar.
Yeah, all from Myanmar.
Is everyone here a Muslim in
Yes,
this
yes,
neighborhood?
yes.
Yeah. So you are Muslim too.
Yes, yes.
I was thinking about that because this is Ramadan.
Yeah, Ramadan. Yes.
So today-
I'm Muslim and 1 month.
1 month.
Every day in Ramadan.
Right. So today you don't eat.
No.
What about drinking? Do you drink water or no
No
water?
No water, no drink.
Nothing.
No. And night and 7 o'clock. Okay.
Okay. 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. 7, 10 minutes, 7, 5 minutes.
Okay. And at 7 o'clock, do you eat special food?
Special. I like the one eat. I give the money.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. For you, is it difficult?
Yeah.
Is it difficult?
Yes.
Like you can't eat.
Cannot eat.
So how do you feel?
Yeah.
You feel hungry?
Yeah, no hungry. No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Lê chào. Sorry, nice. Lê chào. Nishi.
Và bây giờ Lê tù nhà
Lê tù nhà.
Sau tù nhà
Sao tù nhà.
Sư tù nhà
Xích tù nhà. Sao quên.
Sau quẹt này còn
Tourist.
Tourist.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I have the cameras.
Oh, I had the camera in the light.
Tourist.
Okay, business.
I make videos for
Okay.
YouTube.
Oh, okay.
I make YouTube
okay,
videos.
understand.
YouTube vậy này.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Just a tourist.
This one I like. This one a number.
What kind of business is this?
Yes, my business.
What do you do?
And this one and 2D and this one a number. This day, okay. This one.
Oh, like
Number like and
a
line.
lottery?
Yes, lottery.
Lottery.
Tong, no? And lottery. Every day.
Ah.
And Sunday, Monday, holiday.
Oh, okay. The numbers in the lottery number seems very small. Like 46,
Yeah,
77.
Okay.
Seems like a small number.
No
Like-
problem, small, okay. And 2:30 o'clock.
Yeah?
Yeah, already this one. Okay. 5, 7. Okay. I do the 7, 5, 7. Okay. 10 ringgit, 10 baht. Okay, 10 and baht. 350.
Okay. So they can win 350 baht.
Okay, 10 baht.
From 10 baht,
10 baht, 350.
50.
Give.
Okay.
I know I can give my boss.
Oh,
My boss.
and you have a boss.
Yes.
You have to
my
give him
handler. I give
money.
this one number. And camera. Okay, I give my boss. And message.
Okay.
Messenger. My boss. Okay, 2 o'clock. Already give one number. Okay, 50. Okay, my boss 50. Okay, 50. How money? All. My boss give the money. I give them.
You have to pay them. Nice. And this is legal.
Yes.
So for the police, no problem.
No problem.
This is every day.
Every day.
Everyone does it. It's
This one and every day. Sunday and Monday and holiday.
okay.
And every day.
Interesting.
บ้ารู้เลย
งานเลี้ยเสียคนเลี้ยเสีย
งาเลอาเซอาเนาะ
คนเลี้ยเสีย
con le
I understand
as
No, I don't.
I didn't know this that แต่ยะงาอุสลิตะบรุยลาบิก็ทำบิงาเล
What's your name
Douglas. Douglas. Yeah, I'm from Canada.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. Nice. So these are your lucky numbers?
Yes, and lucky number. Okay, this one okay. How many? This one okay. 5 and 4 already. Okay, this one okay. 5, 4 and already this one okay. How many? 2000. 20 ringgit. Baht.
Oh, okay.
2000. This all finished and 1 baht, 100 baht.
Okay.
Already 2000 baht.
Nice.
Lucky.
Oh, yeah, lucky. Yeah,
Yes,
lucky number.
Lucky.
Okay, bye-bye.
Yeah, now the select bui lại nó. Cha là. Cùng tông cùng lê. Cùng tông cùng lê cùng nga.
Là sẽ sang apa?
Nese sanga nó. Gì. This one all like. All like.
But why are there 3 numbers?
Okay.
Here, here, here.
No one take number. This one and 2 number. This and money.
Oh, that's the money.
This and the money.
Oh.
How many? Okay, 7, 3. How many? Okay, 20 and 50. This okay.
I see. So she chooses the number
Okay.
and she bets
This
20 baht.
20 baht. This one and 50 baht.
She can win.
She can win. Yes.
Okay.
Very hot.
Yeah, hot day.
Yes. Ame apu de la vino ta. Let's say 7 all this day 7 and 4 every day.
Oh, yeah?
Like this day one day. Like the end 7 4.
7-4. And every day is only one number that wins?
No one number.
No?
No one number.
Many numbers?
Many number.
Okay.
Okay, this one day okay. I don't know and heavy come and number.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. Okay.
This and all and box gift and one and number 2 number. Okay. One day I don't know 4 0 and 1 0 and 6 0. I don't understand. All
Okay.
and I don't know. No understand. And this and lucky.
Right.
I like okay. I like the and 7 0. Okay, 7 0. Okay, 20 ringgit.
Right.
I like and 1 0. 1 0. Okay, 50 ringgit. This one. Put along.
Huh.
This and like and 9.
9?
9. Didn't like and 9. I like and 1. And then lucky.
But do you have to write down their name also? Because you don't have the name of the person.
No need, no problem. I give the voucher.
Oh.
I give the
And if they have the invoice,
yes, okay.
they can
Already
show
give money,
you.
okay, I give.
Okay. So then,
Already count and money number. Okay, 7 0. Already this one and 7 2 2. Okay, give I voucher. Okay.
Right,
2
okay.
2. Okay, how money? I give.
so the name doesn't matter.
No problem.
Only the invoice.
Yes.
Okay, really interesting. Yeah. Oh, where were you born? Were you born in Myanmar or were you born here?
I born here.
You were born here.
Yes.
But your family.
Yes, my family, my wife.
Oh, is here. Okay. So you speak the Thai language?
Yes, I speak Italian. Okay.
And you speak Burmese?
Yes, I speak Burmese.
Burmese and English?
I'm Burmese and I speak I'm Malaysia.
Oh, also.
I worked in Malaysia 7 years.
Oh. What city did you work in?
I work in a watch shop.
Oh,
Watch shop and car watch shop.
I don't know what that is. Is that the name of a city? What shop?
Watch shop. No understand the watch shop.
No.
And the motorcycle.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, but in Kuala
Yes,
Lumpur?
Kuala Lumpur. No, I did Ampang, Kuala Lumpur and Ampang.
Ampang.
Yes.
Okay.
I worked in Penang,
Penang?
Malaysia. Yes, Penang. Penang I worked in 3 years. Already my boss and come in Kuala Lumpur and Ampang. 4 years I work there. I come there in Thailand.
Back here. Oh, okay. Hello. All right. Well, very nice to meet you, and good luck with your
Okay.
your business. It looks like it looks very interesting.
Okay, thank you.
All right. See you later.
Yes, yes.
Sorry, crap.
Hello.
Hello. How are you? Good. They have
My name is Soji.
Soji. Douglas. Douglas. No. Nice to meet you. For me, it's fascinating that in the countries that I visit, that I have been able to visit in my life, quite often the same situations play out over and over again in each country. So in almost every country I've been to, there's always been a moment where I've met someone, or I go into a cafe, I go somewhere into a business, and the men and women in there are doing something very mysterious that I can't figure out. Involves a lot of discussion, a lot of pieces of papers, writing things down, and for the life of me, I'm watching all this activity and I have no idea what's going on. I'm trying to figure it out and I can't. And in every situation, it turns out that in that country, in that mystery cafe, in one form or another, the people there are gambling, taking part in some kind of a lottery system. And that's what was going on there. And I hadn't seen that before. It's called Myanmar 2D, a very simple lottery system apparently, where the winning number is simply two numbers. Like it could be 50 or 31 or it could be 9. You know, it could be single digits. I guess anywhere from 1 to 99. Myanmar 2D, and people choose the numbers that they think are lucky and place a small bet. And then a computer app of some kind, a computer program, is generating numbers on a random basis at set times, and then they win if a number comes up. Yeah, simple as that. I couldn't quite figure out the scheduling though. I thought he told me the number came out once a day at 2 o'clock. But people were picking so many numbers, and the app he showed me seemed to be showing a new number every few seconds. It's like cycling through numbers very fast. So to be honest, if you choose the number 39, I'm not sure how you win. Like if the number 39 comes up on the app, do you just win automatically? How do you know it came up? And at what time of day it comes up makes a difference. I couldn't figure all that out, but yeah, it was very interesting to see. And I'm standing beside the neighborhood mosque. There's the mosque. I've come out of that small neighborhood now, and I'm back on one of the main streets. And the sun is beating down, midday now, and it's getting hotter and hotter. So I think that's a sign for me to draw this video to a close, end my small adventures for the morning, head back to the Panu house, and I'll see you in the next video.
นนี้สีสายเจี๊ยบใส่ได้หมดเลยเจี๊ยบใส่รองเท้าอันนั้นเป็นลายอันนั้นเป็นจี
ยารักษาโรคเบาหวานด้วยไขมันประมาณ
ดี๋ยวตอนบ่ายเดี๋ยวลองมาดูว่ามันจะมีใครได้ไหมค่ะ พี่หนูชำระสถานทูตเมียนมานี่ร้านเรานี่2 คนแล้วนะที่แบบไม่สติใช่ไหมแล้วพี่ก็โทรหาเดลเดสหาอะไรอ่ะคือเขาแก้ไขให้เราไม่ได้เขาบอกว่าถ้าจบลงแบบนั้นก็คือก็แบบนั้นก็คือเราไม่สามารถทำอะไรได้ก็คือว่าลูกค้าต้องแก้เข้าที่สถานก็คือพี่ก็ติดต่อไม่ได้แล้วก็เมื่อกี้จะมีคนมาจ่ายพี่ก็เลยบอกให้ไปจ่ายก่อนเพราะว่าระบบเราอ่ะวันนี้เหมือนไม่ดีนะ